Hey, look, man, I really appreciate y'all looking out for me. Even though I'm not a gang affiliated and I'm a little white dude, and yeah, I mean that's cool, man. Yeah, man, y'all eat whatever y'all want. But my grandma sent you some money. I don't know. I only got a couple phone calls, and I gotta save them for special occasions. You got a phone? Oh, damn. Oh, I didn't expect that. Yeah, let me call grandma. Hey, grandma, it's me, Curtis. I'm good. How am I calling you? The prison's giving us all a free phone call. Yeah, so it doesn't have the recording thing in the beginning. No, 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 no. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not on a cell phone. Yeah, but look, I've made a lot of friends, and one of my friends is doing really bad. Could you please send him some money? All right, this is his name. Make sure you send it, though, because he's going to be expecting it. All right? I love you, too. Thanks, Grandma. Here you go, bro. Yeah, no problem. I got you. Grandma, it's me, Curtis. Yeah, I got two guys I need you to send money to. Yeah, I had an issue. Yeah, somebody beat me up, but these guys took care of it. So you gotta send them money. Chill. No, I'm not fighting. They're not yelling. Everything's fine. It's just loud in here. Please send some more money. Yeah, I know you just sent money. Please hurry up and send some more money. Like, do it right now. Like, yeah, I don't care about your medication. I don't care. No, nobody cares about your doctor's appointment. You got to send it, Grandma. They're gonna hurt me. Yeah, they are my friends, but it's just a different world, Grandma. You wouldn't understand. All right, I love you, Grandma. Pray for me. Bye. Here, she's sending the money. Y'all, please don't beat me up no more, man. Your friends. You got to be the stupidest motherfucker. Man, you already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back. I love that intro. Y'all know what we're getting into today. Friends being used. The many tricks people use. Cell phones in prison. Extortion. This right here, these things bring back some memories. Well, we got the Audio Vox, Virgin Mobile. Boom. With the antenna. Killing it. Then next up, we got the T-Mobile Samsung. Look at this jewel right here. Just to give you an idea of how big these phones are. That is a lighter. And that is the phone. Damn. But yeah, you're going to make a lot of friends. And if you're green, you're not used to the system, you're not used to prison, it's going to be rough. It's going to be definitely none of your favorites attached. Guys are going to come at you. They're going to try to borrow things, use things. Hey, let me see your TV. Come on, man, my show's coming on tonight. I'll give it back tomorrow. Guys are going to take you for everything you've got. You got to know what to look for. You got to see these things before they happen and shut them down. There is no room for being Mr. Nice Guy in prison or jail. There's no room for just letting people walk over top of you. And if you let them, they are going to. We'll get into Curtis's story. Curtis was a full-blown, he was an idiot, but he was a nice guy. Out here in the real world, Curtis would have been a real likable person, somebody you could have made friends with. But being a nice guy and being in prison, it's not going to last long. Those two things do not mix. The wolves are going to come out. And if you're a puppy, it's going to show. You give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. You give them a soup, they're going to take the whole bag. And the next thing you know, they're not going to be asking you no more. You're just going to kick it over. As you can see, we're back in the Hummer. Things are progressing. We got a lot going on. We're going to get into all that at the end of the video. There's a lot going on in my life. I don't want to burden y'all. But here we keep it real, and I'm going to share everything that's going on in my life with y'all. Before we do all that, you know we got to do this video. You know I got to keep y'all entertained and, let y'all know how it goes down. What to do and what not to do. Without further ado, making friends in prison, being used, being extorted, and all the above. You know I done seen it. You know I done lived it. So, let's relive it. If you don't know what to look for, if you don't know the signs, You're going to get used. You're going to get tricked. People say, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to stay to myself. That might work if you're only doing a weekend. It might work if you're doing 30 days. When you've got some time to do, that's I'm going to stay to myself. It's not going to work. You ain't got to talk to nobody. Guys are going to approach you. Now, one of the first things you want to do is you want to ask yourself, and I do this to this day, I probably always will, and it's because of being locked up. Why is this guy talking to me? What does he have to gain? The moment somebody even walks up and says, hey, Jay, the first thing that pops in my mind is, what do you want? And that's pretty much how you have to be because, well, most guys want something. It doesn't start off with them wanting nothing. It's going to start off with conversation. Hey, what's up? I'm such and such. What's your name? You tell him your name. All right, that's what's up, man. If you need anything, holler at me. They're trying to build that little window of friendship. Make it seem inviting. Almost as if everything's all right between us. They see you the next day. Hey, what's up? Now they know you by name. They holler at you. You good? You got soups and stuff? You got stuff to eat? Yeah, I'm good. So now you feel like, if need be, he's going to help you out. If you're hungry, he's going to feed you. A couple of days goes by and he comes to yourself. Hey, man, you got a soup? Yeah, I'll get you back, man. You know I got you. The games have begun. Now, there's nothing wrong with helping somebody that needs help. You see a homeless person on the street, I think most of us with good hearts have done it. You see somebody in a bad situation, hey, man, come here. You throw them a couple dollars. You're going to see dudes in jail and in prison that are in tight spots that just don't have any money. Now, if you want to throw him something, that's cool. But understand that in doing that, you've just opened the door. You might want to have kept closed. Now, it can go from you being friendly, you offering something, to this guy starts to feel entitled. Now, instead of doing what he was doing to hustle up soups, he ain't really got to do that no more because he's got you. Like I was talking about with the video the other day, people always ask for stuff. When people know they can rely on you, they'll stop hustling. They'll stop making little moves because why go through all that stress and drama and trouble when they can just come to you and say, hey, can I get a soup? It's going to happen. The way you avoid that is, I ain't got it. You ain't got to be a dickhead about it. You ain't got to be an ass. You ain't got to be obnoxious or come off sideways. Simple words. I ain't got it. Or ain't nothing happening. I used to just tell dudes, nah, man, ain't nothing happening. Letting them know it ain't a matter of I ain't got it. It's just, nah, I'm not doing that. The building I was in was famous for switching up. 1 month, everything might be straight. The next month, they might just decide, we're going to turn this whole pod into nothing but the workers. We're going to have kitchen workers, guys from enterprise, guys that work in the warehouse, guys that work maintenance, guys that work in laundry. All these guys with these different jobs, we want to put them in this one pod. There's 86 men in here. Yeah, we'll designate that pod just for the workers. In comes Curtis. Curtis is a kitchen worker, and he's one of them dudes that when he comes in, or just when you initially look at him, he definitely falls in the category of, what did he do to get here? This guy don't look like a criminal. He's not all tatted up like everybody else. He doesn't have gang tattoos. He doesn't have the swastikas or, he doesn't have none of that stuff. He doesn't have clowns tattooed all over his head or teardrops. Just a clean-cut white guy that would be better fit as an undercover cop than an inmate. Curtis works in the kitchen, so when they make the moves, he comes in with a whole bunch of the other kitchen workers. Whole lot of guys are pissed off because they've been in this pod for a while now because they ain't got no jobs or whatever the case may be, they've got to move out. Well, they still keep a bunch of guys, a whole bunch of them stay in here. Guys start rushing trying to get shower jobs, meaning a job cleaning the shower, or a job that's going to keep them in that pod. And it worked for a bunch of guys. Hey, man, give me the job wiping down the tables at night, cleaning the microwave, cleaning the showers, mopping the floors. Let me get a job in the pod. They talk to an officer. And so a whole bunch of guys get moved out. A bunch of us stay. A bunch of new guys come in. In comes Curtis. I don't know how long Curtis had been in prison. I'm not sure why Curtis was in prison. If I had to guess, Curtis, I don't know. Maybe he cut a tag off a mattress, or was a habitual shoplifter. Didn't come across as a drug addict. He didn't come across as no killer, gangster, nothing like that. So it's up in the air on why Curtis was locked up to begin with. But when he gets in there, we've still got a whole bunch of gang members left over that have been here off and on for a while now. They come and they go. Some go to the hole, new ones show up. Dudes try to get transferred over here to be with their homeboys. When Curtis comes in, the only people he really knows are the guys he works in the kitchen with. I see the vultures swoop in. He's in the pod a matter of a couple days. One of the dudes goes up and approaches him, introduces himself, one of the gang dudes. And I've told y'all before, and this doesn't apply for everywhere. This is just what I've seen. In the state of Virginia, I've never seen a validated white blood. I've never seen an actual white blood gang member. I've seen them kick it with bloods. I've seen them run with bloods and sell with bloods, but I've never seen a validated white blood in the state of Virginia. I just haven't. Might be somewhere else, not here. The common denominator with these dudes that are talking to him is they're all bloods. The one dude comes up and introduces himself and did exactly what I told y'all in the beginning of the video. Hey, my name's such and such. If you need anything, holla at me. He ain't got no reason to be talking to Curtis. Him and Curtis ain't alike. The only thing they might have in common is that they might both have played PlayStation at some point in life. All right, good looking. They done reached out, made him feel comfortable now. Everything's okay. You got a friend in need. You know what I mean? Indeed, if you're in need. A couple days later, I see the dude over there talking to Curtis. Curtis is up by the microwave making food, and him and dude are just standing there having a casual, just normal penitentiary conversation about whatever, right? A little time passes, and I see the dude leave Curtis's cell, and he's got just a couple little things in his hands. I think it was like a bag of chips and a couple soups. He went over and borrowed something from Curtis. This dude is gang affiliated. Soon as they see there's something to eat and they get wind of, we can use this dude, they're going to use him up. Curtis is always kicking it with these dudes now. It goes from him kicking it with the one dude and talking to him at the microwave and loaning him a couple items to he's sitting out at the table talking to 2 or 3 of them. Next thing you know, he's over in the mix talking to everybody. They're just more or less using Curtis. You would see dudes go to Curtis's cell, borrow things. You never seen nobody give Curtis nothing. You never seen nobody bring Curtis anything on commissary day. They were just taking and taking and taking. I noticed something one day that I hadn't seen before with Curtis. Curtis is going to the store box. The store box is where you go to borrow items that you're going to pay back at a higher rate if you don't have no food. So what's happened is Curtis has loaned his stuff out now to the point that he's having to go borrow stuff from other people because he's giving these dudes his last. Now, one of the oldest tricks in the books is if I want to get really close to you, I need to defend you. So what I'll do is I'll send somebody at you and then intervene. That's what happens with Curtis. We got a young dude in there that just causes chaos. Always known to be in the middle of something, constantly getting violated by his gang. They done beat him up a bunch of times now because of dumb shit he does. He's more or less a crash test dummy. Dude sends him at Curtis. Go over there, apply pressure, just start being aggressive with him, try to take some things from him, and I'm going to swoop in. Dude goes to Curtis's cell, runs up to Curtis's cell, is, more or less threatening him, trying to take his stuff. And the dude that first reached out to Curtis, that is Curtis's friend, the one that sat the microwave with him, comes over there and, hey, nah. Leave Curtis alone, man. Get up out of here, go on somewhere if you get violated. Sends him on his way. Now dude is under the impression that, damn, it's a good dude. Like, I thought all these dudes mess with me, but I guess the whole gang a couple of them don't like me, but he ain't gonna let nobody do nothing to me. It only gets worse. A little more time passes and dude tells him, look, some of my homeboys them just not feeling you, want to beat you up, want to take what you got. I can only keep them off you so long because it's going to end me up fighting. Like, I can't go against my gang for some little white dude, but I will if the price is right. So now Curtis is in a situation where it's the dude is supposed to be his friend, has secretly set all this up so that he can get in his pocket. So what does Curtis do? I ain't got no way to reach out, man. Like, dude had money on his books, but only had a certain amount of money that his grandma would put on his phone each month. And I think the money was actually, it was set up where the only number he could call was his grandma. You can put money on an inmate's phone account and then call whoever, or you can put money on your phone where they can only call you. Huh. You can't get in touch with grandma? Look, I don't do this for everybody. Don't tell nobody about this. You better not tell nobody about this because you get me in a lot of trouble. But Call your grandma. Give her my name. Give her my number. That's what I'm going to charge you. And I'm going to keep you safe. This is extortion 101. The okie doke. Seen it time and time again. Here you go. Call your people. Get your people on the phone. Send me that money. And if I have to fight behind you, I will. But I'm not doing it for free. You know this is prison. Everything comes with a price. Old Curtis jumps on the jack. Calls grandma just like that. Grandma sends the money. Curtis is safe for the time being. Old boy gives it a couple days. Sends somebody else to Curtis. So now here he is in a situation again. Got to go over there and defend dude. When in reality, he just set him up and sent somebody else at him. Does what he does. Curtis tells him, good looking. But it comes with a price. Wouldn't be but a couple more days. Hey, I need you to jump on the jack with grandma. Have me some money sent. What he's done is he's made Curtis feel comfortable now. One of the biggest things he did to make Curtis trust him, aside from loud ass motorcycle, aside from intervening in these situations he set up, was letting him see that phone. Letting him know he had that phone. Letting him touch that phone, use that phone. Dudes don't do that. So that just makes him feel more comfortable. Damn, my homeboy got a phone. He ain't gonna never let Curtis get on that phone to call nobody but grandma. Curtis gets on the phone a couple days later. Grandma, yeah, I know you sent it. You got to send that again. She sends money again. It gets to a point where I guess grandma's not really having it. It's getting harder and harder for Curtis to get this money sent into this dude. So dude applies some pressure. Sent some dudes over there and they beat him up this time. They didn't do him dirty, bust him all up. Wasn't no blood everywhere. Just more or less slapped him up, roughed him up, scared the shit out of him. Dude swoops in. Look, I've already told you, man, like, I'll help you out, but I can't be jumping in the middle of stuff for free, man. I end up getting hurt. My release date changes. I go to the hole. I lose any and everything I got going on behind trying to help you. We cool and all, but why dudes keep picking up? I don't know, man. I ain't done nothing. Like, your homeboys and them is the ones doing it. Well, look, I can't control everybody, but like I said, if you can get it sent, I got you. So now you got Curtis beat up. Curtis jumps on the phone, explains to grandma, hey, they done beat me up. I need you to send some money. She sends it. It honestly sucks seeing stuff like that happen. To sit back and watch somebody else go through things like that. But you just don't get involved. You don't go poking your nose where it don't belong. You don't go telling dude, hey, man, everybody's using you. He's really setting you up. Because now you've inherited all that beef. You got an entire gang that's going, hey, why you worried about what we doing? Why you getting in the middle of shit? You messing up on money. Why you care about him? That's your brother or something? That's your homeboy? You ready to fight behind him? So you can't get involved. Everybody else sees what's going on. Curtis just got in here, but for the ones of us that have been here for a long time or been locked up a long time, we've seen this 1,000,001 times. Gets to a point where grandma's not going to send no more money. So they go after the next best thing, his kitchen job. Now, they're taking the commissary, and I'm not saying like by force, but they try to, hey, let me get a bag of chips. He's scared to say no. He's been beat up. The two dudes already ran up in there, roughed him up, beat him up. So he's not putting up no type of a fight when it comes to these dudes. It's just, he's more or less trying to stay alive. He doesn't want to get beat up again. So any and every one of these dudes, whenever they want something, Curtis's commissary is gone in a matter of a day or two. He goes, spends $100 on commissary. It's gone. They wipe him out. They make a meal. 90% of the food that's used to make the meal is Curtis's food. They start getting him to bring back sandwiches. Bring back this. Bring back this. Bring back this. They're applying pressure. If you can't, send money in and we've already ate up on your commissary, you got a kitchen job. Bag this up. Bag this up. Bag this up. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. He ends up getting caught stealing in the kitchen. They bring him back to the pod. And this is no lie. You could see the relief on his face. I don't know if he got caught intentionally, how he got caught, but I know that he came in, they had two officers with him, they packed his stuff up, and it was almost like you could see the weight of the world that had been lifted up off his shoulders when he knew he was going to the hole. When is going to the hole ever a good thing? His situation, it was 100% a good thing. Curtis rolled out, went to the hole, and situations, just like with what happened with Curtis, just continued to happen over and over and over. I watched it year after year after year. I've watched these dudes let somebody think that they're a part of the gang, and they're really not, only to use them, eventually hurt them, and then X them all the way out. You get in there, try to get around people you can relate to, people that are somewhat like you. Dudes know their lanes. I've seen the little, and I hate to say nerd, but the little nerdy guys sit out there and play Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering. We used to call it Daggers and Dildos. Play all these little games amongst themselves, and they would click up because they knew their place on in the pecking order, on the food chain. The gang members go with the gang members. The gay guys kick it with the gay guys. The workout guys kick it with workout guys. The martial art guys, just and so on and so on. Stay in your lane. If all these guys want you around, always question why. That's what Curtis should have asked himself from the very beginning. And all that stuff he went through, he would have never went through. Yeah, of course they could have came and just extorted him, just beat him up and took it. But essentially, in everything I just told you that happened with Curtis, that's what happened. But instead of them just doing it, they tricked him into thinking that he was cool, thinking that they were his friends. When in reality, Curtis was just something to eat. Some prisons are flooded with cell phones. I watched this mini-series documentary on Tennessee Department of Correction. Big salute and shout out to Tennessee. I did not know y'all went hard like that. Like, I'm sure dudes will be like, Virginia, you don't go hard. You don't know until you see it or you know somebody. They were showing the amount of cell phones that they were catching in Tennessee, and it was just insane. I mean, the entire tables covered. Dude was getting caught with a cell phone, and then next week he get caught with another cell phone, and the guards are talking about, man, this is the third cell phone we caught this dude with in 30 days. And, of course, it boils down to it. They do investigating. It always ends bad. They find out there's a guard that's bringing everything in for the right price. One of the first cell phones I would ever actually get, I got on a humbug. I got because my homeboy was going to the hole. The guards were coming for him. He was about to get shook down. It was a situation where it was either he gets caught with it, gives it to me, possibly doesn't go to the hole, he can get it back. Well, he went to the hole. He comes running up on me, Jay, hey, the people coming, they coming. I know they coming. How he knew, I don't know if somebody had told him, hey, the guards are suiting up, or I overheard them saying they're coming to shake you down, but he knew they were coming. He runs up, hands me a sock, hey, I'll be back. I guess he's talking about when he gets out the hole, never saw a dude again. They go up in the cell, shake down. They don't find the cell phone. I've got it. I've got the end of the charger, and I just, wire it to my universal adapter. But they catch him with other things in the cell, a knife, all this different stuff in the cell, which gets him shipped off. Now here I am. I went from using the phone like everybody else to, I got a phone. Cell phones were honestly like gold. And talking to other YouTubers, watching documentaries, Virginia's not like a lot of places. Florida, for instance, is flooded with phones. It wasn't like that at the places I was at. Private institutions, and I'll just leave names out, private institutions, it's a known fact. Those places got the most phones because they don't abide by the state rules that other correctional institutions do. There's times I've seen where we'd have a crooked guard or somebody that worked in the prison, and the floods would, the floodgates would open when it came to the phones. And then the violence would turn all the way up, times 1,000. With the phones, dudes could orchestrate getting more drugs brought in. They could talk to their visitor the way they wanted to without having to talk in code, and things get mixed up in the line of communication. She not understand. With that cell phone, you can make it real clear how you want things to happen, because nobody else can, hear your conversation. But then they had these jammers they would put on top of the building that's supposed to jam your cell phone signals. Dudes found ways around that. Then they had perimeter vehicles that could pick up on a signal and damn near pinpoint where the phone call was coming from. pick up on the phone call coming from inside the prison. So guys were getting torn off like that. The cell phone market opened up, and like I said, the prisons flooded with drugs. But then they would find the officer, find the worker, shut it down. The phones would get tore off over time, and it would be one of those things like where it was very rare to see a cell phone. And then overnight, you get another dirty guard, and the yard would flood with them. So I was going to get into another story, but rather than get into just this drawn out thing on the cell phones, we'll do that another time. I'm going to update y'all on what's going on with life real quick, because I have a lot going on with life. Aside from the construction, we talk about that all the time. We are finishing houses because we keep so many rolling. I keep so many eggs in my basket. On average, we're closing and finishing a new house every 2 to 3 weeks. So I've been on punch list after punch list, that's when you really get into the attention for details. Not getting much sleep from work. That's one of the big things. You can see it's now dark again. But number 2 is many years ago, I more or less adopted my niece. I'm going to leave all the family history out. Let's just say that her mother and her father were caught up in their madness. They weren't doing their jobs. I adopted my niece. My niece has daddy issues. I love her. She's like one of my kids. You know, I love her with all my heart. She did something recently that caused her to be grounded. And grounded means you can't go anywhere and you can't have no company. She is boy crazy. Any boy she has ever dated, she's a teenage girl. She's 17. Been with, talked to, she's completely crazy over. She'll jump in front of a speeding bullet for her. And these guys think they're like the most special thing in the world to her, when in reality, this is how she's treated every single boy she's ever been with. She has daddy issues. With her getting grounded and being told she couldn't have the boyfriend over, she couldn't go to his house, she walked around like she had both her legs amputated. Like her world was ending, like she was going to die. I get home from work Sunday. I work Saturday and Sunday all the way through the weekend. My wife tells me she ain't been out of her room today. I said, all right, I'm going to go check on her. I go upstairs. Everything all right? She's gone. Completely gone. I start looking through her stuff. She's packed up a small bag of stuff, left her Social Security card, birth certificate, ID, her cat, and a note. She left. She ran away. Going on 5 days now. Her phone is turned all the way off. She's powered it off. The boyfriend powered his off. My wife contacted the police. She's known as a runaway. She's just gone. At first, I was hurt. Then I was confused. And then I went to being angry. And now I'm just like at a loss for words. This is somebody I love, somebody I took care of and took out of a very bad situation, gave an amazing life to, stepped up and did my best to try to show her what a father or parent figure should be. And in the end, she chose some boy over all of us and left. So I had cops at the house, cops in the house asking questions. That all took place. Got the Hummer back, as you can see. I had to apply pressure, bring my lawyer into the mix, and I got my Hummer back running great. So it's got a new motor in it, brand new transfer case, brand new transmission. And aside from that, yesterday, I get off work, I pull up to the warehouse, talk to my homeboy Kevin Wilmoth. Big shout out and salute to my homeboy Kevin Wilmoth. And we hear sirens coming in the distance. A lot of them. I look over beside where my business is. There are cops flying by. In a matter of seconds, I counted 25 cop cars. He's like, yo, I got to know what's going on. I'm not going over there where all them cops are. You go tell me what's up, and then I might come up there. He calls. He's like, bro, there's every bit of 40, 50 cops. They're breaking out drones. They got the sniper dude in the ghillie suit running into the woods. These cops are running with ARs and shotguns. And I said, all right, I'm going to come around there. So I pull around. They came to a business to serve a warrant on a man for, I guess he choked his girlfriend. He was wanted for 2 gun charges, some domestic stuff. And when the cops showed up and asked about him, Bom, bom, bom. He fired at the cop. Took off running from the cop, got away from him, got to where, I guess him and the cop are a good distance apart, and he shot himself. That was all over the news. I'm going to show y'all a quick clip.
Officers from Chesterfield's Special Enforcement Team are shot at Bellwood near Route 1 this afternoon. The suspect retreats to a tent on a business's parking lot. Crime Insider sources say that's where he turned the gun on himself. A drone hovers. Crime Insider sources say it helped officers determine a man who had fired at them off Bellwood Road in Chesterfield Wednesday was injured, if not worse.
Yeah, so there's been a lot going on. Aside from this job just draining the life out of me, the gift and the curse, I've had to fire some guys, so I'm shorthanded, me included with my guys, 5-man crew. With all these houses we're responsible for, it's killing me. It's killing me emotionally, mentally, physically. 100% the gift and the curse. It's just a lot going on, man, with my niece that's got me just messed up in the head, hard to focus. You can see with today's story, my head's somewhere else. Where's my niece? This little boyfriend of hers, this dude, I thought he was all right. I thought we were cool. Shows up to my house in the middle of the night with his mom, which, by the way, I know you're lying. The mom says, oh, I ain't heard from him. I ain't seen him. You ain't heard from your kid in 5 days? You ain't contacted the police? She hasn't called us to ask if we've heard from him because she knows where he's at. The son's only means of transportation is the mom. She takes him everywhere. She picks him up from everywhere. So we know you know where our niece is at. We know that you're the way that he was picked up. She was picked up. Your son's got everything to do with it. In the note, she said, oh, I'm not with him. But they've both got their phones powered all the way off, so we can't pick up on the location. Just a lot of shit going on nonstop. And then with the dude killing himself yesterday, it's like death is always right around the corner. I had another homeboy overdose and died yesterday. It's just a nonstop cycle. With all that being said, I have so much to be grateful for. I'm blessed. I have cut communication with 99.9% of the world outside of YouTube. People calling me, I'm not answering. People messaging me, I'm not answering. The stress just got to be too much. There were too many people coming at me. Phone calls from prison, I'm not answering. I'll get back to talking to people, but I've got to focus on Jay. When what everybody else has going on is affecting me, then I've got to fall back. Not getting much sleep at night because of work, because of what's going on with my niece. It's just a lot, man. But I'm still here. Keep me in y'all's prayers, and I'll do the same for y'all. This is Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. We're going to keep it moving through the good times, the bad times, and I decided to take this part of the video and let y'all know what was going on rather than just jump into another story. I'm human. There's only so much one man can take, one man can do. I'm getting in. At nighttime it's dark. Sometimes I don't get in until almost midnight. So yeah, that's that. That's the update on life. Back in the Hummer. That's the update on what's going on with the channel. And a little bit of insight on Curtis's story. How guys get extorted. How guys get used. If you find yourself ever in that position where you're getting locked up, think back on these things. When that dude approaches you that you don't know, that y'all have nothing in common, he has no reason to be talking to you, think back to this. Is that guy trying to be my friend? Chances are, no. You're not going to leave out of prison with a whole rack of friends. You're going to leave out with associates, and if you're lucky, a handful of guys you can actually say, that was my friend. But anyways, these jails, detention centers, institutions, these prisons, they're all just crazier worlds inside of this already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. And to all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute. Wish I would call my grandma and have her send it somebody else. I ain't even got a grandma. This dude got a grandma and just using grandma all the way up.